Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. Today we're taking a look at a watch that immediately reminds you of something iconic. This is a Depancel Series R R01 Calendar Blue, a piece that clearly draws inspiration from the Tag Heuer Monaco Golf Special Edition, a watch that sits near the $10,000 mark. But this Depancel comes in at around $850, which makes it far more accessible for most collectors. And that's what makes this review interesting. It's not about comparing it to a 5-figure watch, it's about asking whether Depancel delivers strong value, strong execution, and strong identity at this price point. And before we go further, let's acknowledge something important. Depancel is a French brand. That identity matters here. This isn't a random microbrand borrowing a design language. There's pride and heritage woven into the details, and this model is offered in different dial and strap options. Let's start with the case and get the specs out of the way. This case is made from 316L stainless steel and measures in at 43mm by 36mm. The lug to lug is 50mm and the thickness comes in at 12.9mm, including the sapphire crystal, or 12mm without the glass. The lug width is 22mm. Now, because this is a square case, that 50mm lug to lug combined with the square footprint makes it wear larger than the numbers might suggest. On my 6 and 7/8 inch wrist, I'll be honest, it wears a little big. Square watches always have more presence, and you feel that here. It's bold, it's noticeable, it's not a wearable, but it definitely leans towards the larger side. That said, the finishing on the case is genuinely impressive for the price. The brushing and polishing are well executed, and I really like the small plaque detail on the side of the case. It adds personality and reinforces that automotive inspiration without feeling gimmicky. The crown measures 5.6mm is signed, and it's a push-pull design. Operation is smooth and adjusting the complications is intuitive. You use the crown along with the push button on the side of the case to cycle through and set the calendar functions. Everything feels precise, nothing feels loose or cheap. Now let's talk about what really makes this watch stand out. The dial. The blue dial with racing-inspired accents plays beautifully with the light. The finishing is layered and dynamic, and for an $850 watch, the execution is impressive. There's depth here. It doesn't look flat or printed cheaply. It feels thoughtful. And the complications are actually useful. You're getting hours, minutes, seconds, day, month, date, and a 24-hour indicator. That's a lot of information, but the layout remains balanced. It doesn't feel cluttered, which is hard to achieve with this many functions. Inside the watch is a Miyota 9120 automatic movement. This is a reliable Japanese caliber known for its multifunctional layout. It offers about 40 hours of power reserve and drives all of those calendar complications smoothly. The 9120 has become a go-to for brands that want to offer a full calendar configuration without jumping into significantly higher price brackets. It's dependable, serviceable, and appropriate for this segment. You can see the movement through the display caseback, which is always a nice touch at this price point. It's not hot horology finishing, but it's clean and satisfying to look at. The sapphire crystal is very clear, which really allows the dial to be appreciated. When the light hits it, the clarity makes those blue tones and racing accents pop even more. Lume is Super Luminova C1, which is a white variant. It's okay, it does the job, but it's not incredibly bright or long-lasting. This is one area where I think Depancel could improve. A stronger application would elevate the watch. Water resistance is rated at 50 meters or 5 ATM. Would I prefer 100 meters? Absolutely, but realistically, this isn't a dive watch. 50 meters is fine for daily wear and light exposure to water. The strap is 22mm, which personally is in my sweet spot. I usually prefer 20mm because it opens up more strap options. That said, the leather strap included here is very good. It's supple right out of the box, well constructed, comfortable, comes with quick release spring bars and a signed buckle. With the strap installed, the entire watch weighs in at 107 grams, so despite the larger square case, it doesn't feel heavy or fatiguing. Another detail I really appreciate is how Depancel incorporates its French identity throughout the watch. You see subtle nods to the French flag colors, blue, white, and red, sprinkled like Easter eggs. The stitching on the strap, the rotor visible through the display caseback, subtle accents on the dial, and even the red detail on the crown all tie back to the heritage. It feels intentional and authentic, not forced. Even the travel case it comes with is nicely executed. It feels premium and protective, adding to the overall ownership experience. So let's zoom out. Yes, the design is inspired by the Monaco Golf aesthetic. That's obvious, but what Depancel has done is create an accessible, well-finished, complication-rich square sports watch for a fraction of the cost. Are there downsides? Sure. It wears big on my 6 and 7/8 inch wrists. I prefer 20mm lugs. The loom could be stronger and 100 meters of water resistance would have been nice. But when you consider the 316L stainless steel, sapphire crystal Miyota 9120 automatic movement, full calendar complications, thoughtful finishing, French brand identity, and overall build quality, this watch delivers a compelling package at this price point. And that's really what matters. Let me know what you think. Would you go for something like this instead of saving up for the Monaco, or is the original still the goal? As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be safe out there and stay humble.